classroom management and student management. New prospective teachers without formal teacher trainings tend to imitate management techniques used by their teachers years ago. Let's think that when you are going to teach without being exposed to formal training, you just remember your teacher years ago, how your teacher or teachers used to teach, and you imitate your teacher. This is the way. If you are not exposed to formal training, but when you receive formal training, then you become better. Asking the students to write out endless pages or shouting or humiliating them are neither effective nor accepted, in fact. The meaning is, if you have, for example, a disruptive student, a student who is not easy to manage, a very boring student, non-cooperative, who doesn't answer, who stands and sits down without reasons, who moves from place to place without being invited to do so, what are you going to behave? How are you going to behave with him or her? This is what we call student management. Anyhow, respect for the learner is uppermost. It's very necessary. It's very important to respect your students. In order to check if you are successful with regard to student management or not, try to ask yourself these questions. First of all, do you ask the pupils who are going to teach children? Do you ask the pupils for long periods of time? If you ask them, remember that young children can concentrate only for a short period. Change activities every 20-25 minutes. Second question you can ask yourself in this question: are the children passive receivers of information or active participants? Are they passive or active? This is a question to be asked by yourself to yourself. Another question: are you always behind your desk? Are you always behind your desk, as I do now, or in front of the board? Now, I'm in front of the board, in front of the students. Again, you ask yourself, are you always behind your desk or in front of the board? Or moving around to check, to ask, to clarify, to do something to help your students. You have to ask yourself this question: what are you doing really inside the classroom? And therefore, you can decide. If your answers to the above questions are positive, you are always on the right track. Remember to keep your voice at a normal level. Don't shout to be heard. For example, when you explain something, when you discuss with your students up high. Have your voice at a normal level. Don't shout. You see?
Yes.
And don't be monotonous. Don't speak in a routine that helps your students get lazy and sleep. Try to variate your voice, but don't shout. You see? Have you got the idea?
Yes.
This is it. Realize that a classroom does not always have to be silent. Your classroom should not always be silent. Have the students to cooperate with you. Share them. Let them work in groups. Let them talk together to discuss any issue that requires discussion and different ideas. There is a good noise, remember. There is a good noise. When the students make noise, it is not always a bad sign of teaching. If you find some kind of noise based on debatable issues, a discussion is done inside the classroom, then be happy because this type of noise is good. When the students are working together, solving problems, and of course talking in a discussion group, this is nice. That is good. But if they are making a noise that makes some kind of disorder to break the discipline of the class, then you are to stop there. It's important to know that. Thank you.